Hello everyone, welcome to Intelle Learn, your ultimate source for learning. So in previous topic we learnt about functions in C programming. So what do we learnt about function? So function is nothing but a block of code which performs specific tasks. So in today's topic we are going to learn about pointers in C programming. What is a pointer and what is the use of pointer in C programming? We are going to learn about its definition, what is the meaning of the pointer, what is the syntax and its various types of examples and where it is used. So let's begin. So today's topic, pointers in C programming language. So what do you mean by pointer in your own language? What does it mean by that? Pointer means pointing out something, right? So it's like that only, but in programming terms, it's a little bit different. So let's see what happens. So the definition, it's about C programming. So it's like pointers in C are one of the most powerful and tricky concepts. So it is a tricky concept which we are going to learn, but it's not that much tricky. It's going to be fun for all of us. They allow direct memory access and manipulation, which makes C extremely efficient but also prone to errors if not handled properly. So it is what a pointer is actually doing. It is nothing but it is taking direct memory access and manipulating the data of a variable. So what does it mean by that? Now we will get towards the definition of a pointer in simple terms. So let's start. So what is a pointer in C programming? The definition is in front of you as well as syntax and example. What is a pointer? A pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. So pointer is a variable. So it is a special variable. So why did I called it as a special variable? Because in previous topic we learnt about a variable. So what is the definition of a variable? A variable is a storage container which hold values. How many values? It holds single value. In next topic we learnt about arrays. What is an array? So array is also a variable which store multiple values of similar data type, that is homogeneous data type. Now what is a pointer itself? Pointer is also a variable, but it is special. Why is it so special? Because pointer stores the memory address of another variable. So what do you mean by memory address itself? Memory address is nothing but it is the location of the storage area where we store the value. So what we are going to store inside this pointer variable? We are going to store the location address of the another variable. So I called it as special variable. What is the reason behind it? Because as you can see the syntax of the pointer, it is same to same as a variable, but the difference is we are going to use asterisk symbol before the pointer name. So example is in front of you, integer star pointer. So it is nothing but a pointer variable which is a special variable. As we can see here, star is used. So this pointer is nothing but it is an integer pointer. It means that we can store a variable of integer data type. We can store the address of a variable which is of integer data type. Next one is character pointer. So it is used to store the address of a variable of data type character. Next one is float. So it will store the address of a variable of float data type. So this is the proper definition and an easy definition for you to understand. If you get this definition, then you are ready for a pointer and for its program itself. So it is nothing but a pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. So syntax in example is in front of you. This example is about how to declare a pointer in C programming. Next one. So in this example, what we are trying to do is we are going to store the address of a variable into a pointer. So you first declare a pointer, then store the address of another variable in it. So as we can see in this program, what is happening? First, we have created a variable named num, which consists of value 10. Okay, so we have created a pointer. Name of the pointer is ptr. Inside the pointer, we have stored the address of the num variable. So we have used ampersand operator. So ampersand operator is used as an address operator which will give the address of the variable. So as we have written here num, it means that it will give the address of the num variable which will be stored inside the pointer variable. And as we all know, pointer is a variable which is used to store the address of the another variable. So we have used printf function. So first one is num variable, in which we are going to display the value of the num variable, which is 10. Next one, we are going to display the address of the variable, that is ampersand num. So is the address of the variable static? The answer is no. Whenever you execute the program, or when you run the program, each time and every time the address of the variable will be changed. The address of the variable will be changed. It means that the location, the storage area where we store the value, will not always be static or same. It will always be different. So ampersand num will give you the address of the num variable. Here we have written ptr. So here ptr means variable. It is not a pointer variable, it is a variable. So as we know, a variable can store a value, a single value. So the output of this ptr will be nothing but the address of the num variable. It means that it will give you the location, the storage area of the num variable. And of course, last one is star pointer, which is nothing but pointer variable, which will do dereferencing. It means that it will go towards the location of the num variable and display the value on the screen, so we can see the output as well. So as I told you, ampersand num gives the memory address of num, right? It will give you the address of the num variable. Why? Because of ampersand variable. ptr stores that address, right? Pointer ptr is a variable, but star ptr is nothing but a pointer variable. So when we write ptr in printf function, it will give that address. So as we can see here, it has given the address of the num variable itself. And last one is dereferencing. So dereferencing is nothing but fetches the value at that address. Means it will go towards that num variable, and inside the num variable, whatever the value is stored, it will be displayed on the screen. So as we know, we have stored 10 value inside num variable, so it will also display 10 value. So did you got it? If you have any doubts, any issues, you can watch again. Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section as well. So this is all about pointers. So what is pointer arithmetic? So let's do one thing. Before proceeding to pointer arithmetic, we will do a practical session on this. So let's turn on the compiler. Okay, so first one, before creating the pointer, we will first create a variable which will store a value. So let's say I have created a variable named number1 which stores 20 value inside it. Now let's do one thing, we will create a pointer. So name of the pointer, let's say we will write as pointer1. which is nothing but first pointer which we are going to use in C programming. So what is the role of the pointer? To store the address of the another variable. So right now I am using ampersand operator, which is known as address operator, which will give the address of the variable. So for that we need to give the name of the variable. So the address which we are going to give is nothing but number one variable's address. So I have stored the address of the number one variable inside the pointer1. So let's display the value. Okay, number one variable value. %d is the format specifier used for integer data type, as we already know. If you don't know about it, you can watch my previous video, which is nothing but data types and its different types in C programming. Make sure to watch it so that you can understand what is a format specifier and what is the role of the format specifier in C programming. So first output will be nothing but number one variable's value. Let's say I have to display the address of the number one variable. I have to display the address of the number one variable. For that, we will use ampersand, which is nothing but address operator, followed by the variable name. As you have seen, %p is the format specifier we have used. %p is used for displaying the addresses of the variable. Displaying the address of the variable, we use pointer p, which is nothing but %p as the format specifier. Next one. Let's go again with printf. Let's say I have to display value of pointer1 variable. I have to display the value of the pointer1 variable. For that, we will simply write the variable name, which is pointer1, which will display the address of number one variable. Why? Because inside the pointer1 variable, we have stored the address of the another variable. That's why when we write the variable name, it will display the value. When we will write the pointer name, that is star pointer1, it will do dereferencing. As we all know, it will fetch the value. It will fetch the value from the number one variable. Okay, so let's execute it. Let's check whether it is executing or not. So as you can see, it is executed successfully. Let's do /n. So it is in front of you, right? So as you have noticed one thing, what is happening here? When we write address of number one variable, it has given us this value, and for value of pointer1 variable, it has given us a different value. So what is the reason behind it? When we write %p, it will give you the address of that variable, and we have written here %d. Okay, so %d will give you an integer value. So we have to write %p here as well, so that it can give the value. So it is in front of you. So did you got about pointers? If you have any issues, please let me know. So next one. So what is the main part of the pointer right now? So first one, as we have seen here, that if we are storing the address of a pointer, if we are storing a address of a variable into a pointer, whatever changes you make into the variable, it will automatically be reflected into the pointer. Okay, so let's take an example. As we have done here, number one equals to 20. Let's do one thing. We have did number one equals to 30. Okay, so let's execute the program. First let's check whether it is executing. Yes. Now what I have done, I have changed the value of the number one variable from 20 to 30. So what we are trying to check is, will it, okay, will it reflect inside the pointer one variable, that is nothing but a pointer variable itself. So let's check pointer one. So the answer is yes. What has happened here? It is nothing but, if you change the value of that variable, it will also be reflected inside the pointer variable itself. So next one is, let's say if I try to change the value of the number one variable from pointer variable, like this, star pointer 1 equals to 45. Will it change? What do you think? Let's check again. Printf open slash n, value of number one variable is percent %d, comma, number one. What do you think? Just let me know. Yes, so the answer is yes. If we try to change the pointer variable value, it will also reflect inside the variable. So that's the important part. It means that it is vice versa. Vice versa means, if you change the value of the variable, it will be reflected in pointer variable. If you change the pointer variable value, it will also get reflected inside the variable. So this is all about pointers. So the simple definition is, a pointer is a variable which stores the address of the another variable. With the help of the pointer, we can do dereferencing. Dereferencing means we can manipulate the data, we can make changes inside the variable. That is nothing but all about pointers. So if you have any doubts, please let me know. So let's continue with the further one. So now the topic is pointer arithmetic. So what is pointer arithmetic? So here it is written that you can perform arithmetic operations on pointers like addition and subtraction. So with the help of the pointers, we can perform arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, increment operator, decrement operator. We can perform these calculations as well. So example is in front of you. So what we have done, we have created an array which consists of four values: 10, 20, 30, 40. We have created a pointer which stores the address of the array of array index number 0. I am repeating myself. Here we have created a pointer which stores the address of the array of the index number 0. So when we try to display it, it will display the first value, which is nothing but 10. When we write pointer plus plus, which is nothing but increment operator, which is the type of operator used in C programming, it will shift from 0 index to the 1 index, and it will display you the second value itself. So as you can see, the output is in front of you. First element is 10 and second element is 20. So pointer arithmetic works based on data type size. What does it mean by that? Let's say what it has written here, if pointer points to an integer, which is usually 4 bytes, pointer plus plus moves by 4 bytes. So the answer is correct and the explanation is also correct, because a pointer points to a integer data type. So integer data type is of 4 size, which is the storage area. If you are trying to move forward, of course it will move from 4 bytes till another 4 bytes, right? So pointer arithmetic works based on the data type size itself. So what's the next one? So pointer arrays are closely related in C programming. As we can see, we can use pointers like moving forward and backward inside an array. The array name itself acts as a pointer to the first element. Okay, so as we have seen here itself, we have written the array name. So what happened? It stored the address of the first value, means 0 index number. So it has been explained here. The array name itself acts as a pointer to the first element. So let's move towards next one. So this is the second example where we are trying to access each and every element with the help of the index number itself. So what we have done here, same process, we have stored the array address inside the pointer. When we write star ptr plus 0, it means that the index number is 0. That's why it has displayed 5. Pointer plus 1, it means that the index number is 1, so it has displayed 10 value on the screen. And last one is third value, which is nothing but second index number. So pointer plus 2, which is second index number, 50. Think of pointer in which 0 value is stored, which is nothing but index number 0. When we try 0 plus 0, it is nothing but 0 index number itself, which is the first value. When you write 0 plus 1, it will be 1 index number, which will be the second value. Next one will be 0 plus 2, which will be 2, that will be the third value of the array. Array itself is a pointer to array 0. As I have already told, it will store the address of the array of index number 0 itself inside the pointer. Array plus I is the same as array of I. So let's move. So next topic is pointer to pointer. So what is this? Pointer is nothing but a variable which stores the address of the another variable. What do you mean by pointer to pointer, which is also known as double pointer itself? So a pointer storing the address, a pointer which stores the address of another pointer is known as double pointer. So isn't it tricky? First we are storing the address of the variable inside a pointer, and now we are storing the address of the pointer inside another pointer, which is known as double pointer. So definition is in front of you. A pointer can also store the address of another pointer. So for double pointer, we use double asterisk symbol, which is star star ptr, which stores the address of the another pointer. So as we know how a pointer works, same to same works for double pointer as well. If we write star star pptr, it will display the value of the pointer. And what is inside the pointer? Pointer has the address of the another variable. It means that it will dereference it and take the value from the variable. If we write double pointer as a normal variable, it will give you the address of the pointer variable. And what is the pointer variable's address? It will be same as the variable address of the which we have stored inside it. So it is a little bit tricky, but you can understand it once you have completed pointer itself. Afterwards you can move towards double pointer. So don't worry about it. If you have any doubts, we can have one more video regarding to double pointers itself. So let's move to next one. Dynamic memory allocation. So dynamic memory allocation is nothing but, let's say we have created an array which is of size 100. In C programming, array is like fixed size. First you need to give the size. First you need to declare the size of an array itself from the start. What is happening in dynamic memory allocation? We are going to ask the user how much size do you want in a program. After taking the value, the input from the user, we are going to allocate the memory for the user inside the program then and there itself during runtime. So this process is nothing but dynamic memory allocation, in which we are using a malloc function, calloc function, free function, realloc function. So this is the topic where dynamic memory allocation is further more and more created very much easily. Like in C programming, there are 4 functions, but in C++, it is converted into 2 keywords, which is nothing but new and delete. Pointers are crucial in dynamic memory allocation using malloc, calloc, and free. So example is in front of you related to memory allocation. So malloc allocates memory dynamically, free pointer releases the memory. Okay, so we will do one thing. We will cover this dynamic memory allocation in another video, so that you will get to know about what is dynamic memory allocation in C programming as well as another programming languages as well, because this topic will be lengthy one. So let's move forward. So this is about function pointers, where we can use pointers which can store addresses of the functions, enabling callbacks and dynamic execution. So functions can be, so pointers, functions no. It's like pointers can be used everywhere. Pointers can store the addresses of the variable. Pointers can store the address of another pointers. Pointers can store arrays. Pointers can also store functions as well. So this is the beauty of pointers. If you get deep into the pointers, it is more and more easy than you think. For that, you must first understand what is a pointer. So what are the common pointer errors? So first one is dereferencing null pointers. So what happens in dereferencing null pointers? Let's say you have created a pointer which consists of null value. Null value means it does not have any address of another variable or address of another pointer. It will give you an runtime error. The runtime error will be like the pointer does not consist an address of the another variable, or it will be an another error itself. Next one is dereferencing null pointer again. So what is happening in this line? It will be in simple words. What we are trying to do here in dynamic memory allocation is we are taking we are taking the memory from the computer during runtime. So it is like we are taking a manual memory from the computer for ourselves during the program execution. So it is also our responsibility to give the memory to the computer. So that's why it has written a forgot to free pointer, means we have taken the memory from the computer using the pointer. So it is our responsibility to give the memory, to release the memory to the computer, which we have not given here. That's why this is also an error. So this is also an example of dynamic memory allocation, which will be taught you in next video, so don't worry about it. So conclusion, so pointers are an essential part of C programming, as you have already seen. Pointers are very much important in the further programming languages in C++, in Java and Python as well. They offer power and flexibility. As you can see, pointers store addresses of another variable. With the help of the pointers, we can manipulate the variable and make changes inside the variable. And also, when a variable value is changed, it is also reflected in the pointer itself, which is a very big part in programming language. So with the help of pointer, we can manipulate data of a variable, but require careful handling to avoid memory issues. Yes, it requires a careful handling, because as you have seen, if you don't store an address of another variable into a pointer, it will give an error. So there are many and many issues related to pointers, but once it is done perfect, it is very good. Mastering pointers unlocks advanced concepts such as data structures, dynamic memory allocation, and system level programming. Data structures is the important concept in programming language. If you learn about data structures, you will automatically get to know why we use dynamic memory allocation in programming languages as well. So this topic is very important one. It is repeated in C++ and Java as well. If you have any issues, please comment down in the comment section so that we can discuss on it. We can do one more video related to pointers as well as on dynamic memory allocation as well. So thank you. So I know it's very tricky one, pointers, but it's like once you have started with coding, you can do everything. As I have told you, coding is nothing but creation. For that, you must learn these things, and it is very important topic. The main part of pointer and the main part of each programming language is the topics, definition, syntax, and example. If you get these three things, it will be easy for you to learn any of the programming languages. So thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more further videos. You can comment down for the latest videos which you want as well so that I can upload those videos as well. Thank you for watching.